So the Premier League season is over, and the season in general in England is starting to wind down. This is fourth last game involving any of the clubs in the English 92, the Football League in the Premier League. Chelsea versus Manchester United. Conte versus Jose Mourinho. This potentially could be Conte's last game. And he's had speculation over his role as manager for a while. There's been talk of him getting sacked for a long time. And after the result on Sunday, there is a real chance that he could go. So Manchester United have won 3 of their last 5 games. Wins against Watford, Arsenal and Spurs. Draw against West Ham and that loss against Brighton. Newcastle beat Chelsea in the final game of the season, but before that 4 wins and a draw. Wins against Liverpool, Swansea, Southampton, which one was in the FA Cup, and also a draw against Huddersfield. So it has been a bad end to a bad season, really. It doesn't seem that things will ever get better between the board and Conte. It seems to be a bit of a standoff between Abramovich and his people and Conte. And it's all well and good getting rid of him, but you do need a bit of a replacement at this time. There's no doubt about it that they need to improve, and that is just how things are at the moment. And whether it gets any better and it can be sorted out, I don't know. I don't think it will be. I think it will leave it in the summer. So in the third round, Chelsea went to Norwich City and played out a 0-0 draw. In the replay, it finished 1 apiece. It was a very, very, very wild game. Batshuayi scored in the 55th minute, and it looked like that was going to be enough for the Blues to get the victory. But Lewis scored a late header to make it 1 apiece. In extra time, Pedro and Morata all got sent off, but Chelsea converted all 5 of their penalties to go through. They placed Newcastle in the 4th round. 2 goals from Batshuayi and a goal from Alonso. Chelsea beat Hull City in the 5th round 4-0. That was a Friday night. 2 goals from Willian, 1 from Pedro and 1 from Giroud, all scored in the first half. Quarterfinals, it took a late goal from Pedro in extra time to win 2-1, with Vardy equalising after Morata had put Chelsea in front. And then in the semi-finals, as you know, they beat Southampton 2-0 to get into the final. So they've had an okay run. They've not really played anyone big. The biggest side they've played is probably Leicester or Newcastle, but certainly Leicester were in better form at the time. So it's been a good run. They've also had a good run themselves. Manchester United, Derby 2-0, Yeovil 4-0, Huddersfield 2-0, Brighton 2-0, and then a tough game against Tottenham, which they won 2-1. Lukaku has scored 4 times in those 5 games. So he's been on fire in the FA Cup. But there is a doubt whether he will play. I think he will play. I think that it's been a very successful season for United should they win. I think it's been a successful one anyway. And if they don't, I think it's still been successful. If Chelsea win, then it puts a bit more of a gloss on the season. If they don't, then it's been a total write-off for Chelsea. So yeah, that's going to be a 5:15 kickoff. The Scottish Cup will be taking place at 3 o'clock, if that interests any of you. I'm going to go for Manchester United to get the win here. I'm going to go 2-1 to United after extra time to win Mourinho's third trophy, or fourth trophy if you count the Community Shield, which I don't. So that would be the Europa League, the League Cup and the FA Cup. So that would be good. They got into second. I think there's been progress making it, and if you're making progress, that is good. That's positive, and they're making progress, and I think that would be a good end to the season. And it'll be interesting to see what they do. I think they'll spend a lot of money again to try and catch Manchester United. They need several players, and I think that's what they'll do. I think they're in for a big summer at Old Trafford. Chelsea, I think they'll lose. I think they'll get rid of Conte. Maybe look at an Allegri or someone like that. Maybe even Ancelotti returning. I don't know. Tell me who you think that could replace Conte, but I certainly don't think he'll be hanging around much longer. So what is your prediction? Let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I have several to record today, so if you're watching this and I haven't put anything else up, then keep your eyes peeled. I am Mike, and I will see you soon.